Get by someone from welcome back to a brand new video. Let's get right into it, bro. So, Boots Ennis just had his fight in over a year. And to be honest, you seen the thumbnail, it kind of was mediocre. Like, it was a good performance, but at his level, it's hard. It's super hard, right? Because and it's not like we do it to these fighters. These fighters do it to themselves. Because him and Shakur is exactly alike. Where we see their fights, we're not comparing them like, oh, they're doing good. We're comparing their performance of pretending that the other opponent was either Tank or if it was Crawford. So when we see Boots Ennis fight or we see Shakur fights, when we see their performance, we're like, can this performance beat a Crawford? Can this performance be a Shakur? And in my opinion, no. But I feel like I'm gonna make a whole new video. But I feel like the whole switch thing, this whole thing is gonna get turned upside down when Crawford fight Madrimov. Cause I think he's gonna look exactly like the same. I just think he looked rusty. He had a mediocre performance because he just looked rusty. And he even said it himself after the fight. He was like, yo, my timing was off. I don't know why. When I was in sparring, my timing was on. But I can answer you that question because you've been inactive for 1 year for some reason. Bro, don't forget, like I said in the beginning of the video, he's been inactive for 1 year. And inactivity is the number one thing that kills your career. These fighters are now finding out, holy shit, maybe it's not a good idea to take a year break and then fight. Because fighting in the ring with crowds in front of you is so different than fighting in sparring. It's so fucking different. And we all know that, but these fighters are starting to realize that. So when he said, oh, I don't know why my time was off, because you was inactive, bro. You was inactive for 1 year, and being in front of that spotlight, in front of your home crowd, of course you're gonna be rusty, and his timing was off. That's why I'm calling his performance mediocre. It was a good performance, but you can't have that performance against the Crawford. Now, here I'm gonna talk about more of my Crawford versus Boost video, but I feel like Crawford's gonna have the exact same performance against Madrimov. There's a chance Madrimov wins, and it's mainly because inactivity. Crawford's been inactive for more than a year. And I don't want to turn this into a Crawford video. I'm gonna talk about more, like I said in that video. But I feel like Crawford's gonna have another mediocre performance. He's gonna look rusty. He's either gonna look rusty as hell or he's gonna look great. It's gonna be one of those things. Either his age caught up or he's still him. But let's not talk about Crawford. Let's talk about Boots Ennis. Like, he was getting hit with some shots. That shot that put down David, he also got hooked. Like, he hit him with a left, and David also hit him with a left too. But of course, Boots Ennis' shot with the left straight hand is going to hurt more, and that's what took him down. And they stopped the fight because he had a broken jaw. That motherfucker broke his jaw, and people are calling that mediocre performance because people see you getting tagged. He was getting tagged, and he said, like, I'm not really happy with that performance because he knows, like, he was getting tagged a lot. That fight was getting sloppy. David was pushing him to the max until he got that knockdown. Yeah, his jaw got broken, but like, yo, David was still going to go. So in conclusion, I do think it was an okay performance. He got the knockout. That's one thing he couldn't do that Shakur couldn't do that Boots Ennis did. Boots Ennis didn't put up to the hype, but like I said, I think it's because he was inactive. I think the main reason why these fighters, sometime from a year off inactivity, they do ass. That's why Canelo, you see Canelo always trying to stay active. He minimum always be fighting 2 times a year. Sometimes when there's a big fight, he be fighting 3 times a year, like he may be doing 2025. So here's the thing, it just boosts. In my opinion, just need to stay active. It was a good sloppy fight, but like I said in the beginning of the video, when we're grading your performance, we're not grading as, oh, how you did against your opponent. We're grading as how will you do against a Crawford, and it's not us doing it, it's you guys doing it. Shakur did the exact same thing. When Shakur fought, people wasn't grading as, oh, you did a good performance, oh, you outstrike him, you outbox him. We was grading as like, yo, if you put up the same performance you did against Artem, you're going to get your ass knocked out. And it's the same thing could say before Boots. If Boots would have put up this performance against Crawford, he would have got his ass kicked. But I do believe in 1 or 2 fights he's going to be ready for Crawford, because I do believe Crawford's going to have a bad performance against Madball. He may lose. I'm going to talk about my prediction video. He may lose because of his inactivity. That's the main reason why I see him losing, because new weight class against a heavy hitter. Don't forget, Madrimov is a good ass hitter, and if he's going to fight southpaw, he got to watch for that right hand. Crawford always, you know, I forgot who it was against, but it was against another guy similarly built like Madrimov, his style similarly, and Crawford was having trouble with the right hand. He kept getting hit with the right hand, but later in that fight, Crawford figured him out and he knocked him out. That's why I think it may happen. But I do think it's going to be like the same performance here. Is Madrimov will give him trouble. And worse is that Madrimov ain't no scrub. He's a world champion. So given that, I'm telling you, bro. But even here's the good question: if Crawford loses, is this still an entertaining fight? I do believe this is a great fight, because if I'm gonna talk about, well, again, I'm gonna talk about more in my Crawford video, but if Crawford loses against Madrimov, I do think he loses that Canelo fight. And if he does lose against Madrimov, I think he needs to face Ennis. But if Crawford goes in there, beat the shit out of Madrimov, I still don't think Boots Ennis is ready. I think what he should do is forget about Crawford. Honestly, forget about Crawford right now. Yes, that's a money fight, but 1, you're not ready. Number 2, you're trying fast forward. You already have plans here. You have plans at 147. He could easily become undisputed at 147. Now, the only reason why people calling this a bad performance because they're comparing this performance as if he was going to face Crawford. But if we're all like, yo, he's a problem for 147, he will be undisputed. No Theo, no Ryan Garcia, nobody can beat this motherfucker. He's like a Crawford 2.0, but it's more slick. That's honestly what it is. And he also kind of proved that he has chin. Like, he's ready to battle, but I don't think David has the best power. You know, I don't think he has power. And I'm scared that if you do that against a guy like Crawford, or guys against like even Ryan Garcia, who has great power, you may get rocked. So that's why I'm saying him versus Ryan Garcia is a great fight, but I don't even know what Ryan Garcia is going to do. But again, the other 147 champion, I know one's Mario Barrios. I forgot the other 2, but it really doesn't matter. He said his next fight he wants to be unification. And Eddie Hearn is probably the best promoter of all time. Like, promoter / dick rider, whatever you want to call it. He's the best at it. Because after, you know, the guy, the interviewer was like, yo, are you happy with your performance? He was like, not really, nah. I felt like my timing was off. Like what I said, he kind of felt awkward. It's a ring rust. And Eddie Hearn was like, yo, he came in, Eddie Hearn was like, yo, if that's a bad performance for Boots, imagine a good performance. And he was kind of right. Like, if Boots think that's a bad performance, right? If he thinks that's a bad performance, and remember, he knocked his ass out in the 6th round and broken his jaw. And Eddie Hearn speaking facts, the fact that he think breaking his opponent's jaw and getting a TKO 6th round is a bad performance, people are really in trouble. And I surely believe that he is. These fighters are in trouble, because you know he's gonna be like, I'm gonna be looking for a knockout, because that's why he was playing old dirty and getting in the 50-50 range with him, because he was like, yo, I need to put a show for my fans. So Eddie Hearn was good. Promoter was like, yo, watch out, he's gonna be the new guy. And Eddie Hearn did say that Eddie Hearn did say that Madrimov's gonna beat Crawford. I don't really see that happening, but I'm gonna talk about more in my other video. But still, Great fight. After the fight, he did call out Bud Crawford, but I feel like that's you. If Bud Crawford, the only way I see him fighting Bud Crawford this year or next year, if he lose against Madrimov. That's the only way I see him fucking get it. Because if he lose against Madrimov, he needs a fight to prove himself that he's still him and to prove everybody else. And I think that's against Bruce Ennis. And I do think he could win that. But if he does fight Bruce in 1 or 2 years, I do think Bruce will beat him. Because again, 2 years, Crawford's gonna be like 38. I think he's gonna be older. His power is gonna be less. Remember, Bruce is just getting better each fight. So by the time Bruce is gonna be better too, Bruce is gonna be hungrier too. And I do think it could be another Spence versus Crawford type situation between these two. But that's far ahead in the future. We still gotta see him against Madrimov, but still, mediocre performance. I just wish he didn't get tagged that much. It's the same thing with Anthony Joshua. Like, yes, you're showing that you have a good chin, but like if you get tagged like that with someone who has really good ass power and speed, you may get your ass knocked out. So it's better to have good defense than a good chin, because you're always getting tagged. It means if you have a good chin. But like I said, we just gotta wait and see what happens next. I do think his next fight is unification. I think his goal should be undisputed for this weight class. Like, gain your fans at 147, fight Mario Barrios, kick his ass, fight other people, stack the card, go into the Saudi course. I think his next fight should be a unification fight in the Saudi card. That's what I think it should be. Maybe in that rumor Mexico versus USA card, get him in there for unification. But if it's not Mario Barrios, just get him a unification fight. Make it either his main event or make it for a fucking co-main event or a main card fight and a stacked Saudi card. And boom, bro. Eddie Hearn got him in the gym. Just because he had a mediocre performance doesn't make he's bad. Bruce is probably top 10 right now of best boxer. And I'm not even lying. And I think Crawford beats him right now, but still, he's still going. He has so much potential, bro. And this fight proved it. Like, yes, the performance you put, you can't beat Crawford like that, but it wasn't a bad performance. It was definitely a better performance than fucking Shakur, that's for sure. And it's last thing I want to talk about is it's funny because he was the interviewer, because they're in Philly and that's his hometown. He was like, yo, so how you feel to be in your hometown, and how you feel like fighting your hometown? He was like, yeah, it kind of made it sloppy, but I did that on purpose so I could get a knockout, so I could put a show in front of my fans. Not like Shakur bitch has. And not even trying to disrespect, but it's true. Like, he went in there and went for a knockout, and he wanted to put on a show, and he risked his ass getting knocked out, because like I said, he got hit with some. He didn't get rocked or wobbled, but he definitely got clipped sometimes. But Shakur is like, nah, fuck these fans. If it's too bad you waste your money on this, you go just see a jab, hook, back away, jab. In all seriousness, if you want to see it, just if you're actually a hardcore fan of boxing and you love to see technique and don't care about knockouts, then you love Shakur. But obviously, Shakur is rather going to outbox you than knock you out. That's what he's going to do. But still, great fight, great card, great everything. It was sold out too, like 14,000 people. That was a great crowd just for over a year. He has been inactive, so his hype has down. But Eddie said we go keep him active. He's going to fight either October or November. That's a good fight. I honestly think his next fight should be unification. Unification. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only, and I think the Zone will do it, because the Zones are, we all know the Zone history. They are known to push you in it deep. After fucking Deontay Wilder got lost to Joseph Parker, Eddie was like, all right, get your ass knocked out by fucking Zhang. Like, Eddie and the Zone, they go push you through the fire. So I do think his next fight will be for unification. It makes the most sense because, number one, it gives you the most views, and fucking number two, it gives you a better star power because then you have two belts. And I do think he's gonna have a way better performance there because he's gonna already have fought. His ring rust is gonna be gone, and by like the 5th round, the next fight, he's gonna be looking like his home self. Like I said, these fighters, the number one thing that could kill your career is inactivity, bro. Stay active. Fight 3 or 2 times a year, minimum. Fucking minimum. Because if you fight 1 time a year, you go forget. Unless you're a fucking pro. Like unless you're Crawford level, or you know, someone who veteran, a superstar veteran, then I feel like if you're like Boots who's young, you have to stay active because you go forget the feeling of being in the stage, in front of the lights, in front of the crowd screaming your name. Like it's whole different than just sparring. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of Boots' performance and who you think he should fight next. So yeah, peace.